people and all of our friends. Nana will catch. Amen.
Amen.
Secretary, would you like to take roll? Holly, here. Roger Stewart.
Here.
Eddie Anderson. Here. Joe Brooks.
Here.
Juanita McGree. Here. John Thomas.
Here.
Crystal Thaxton Nebraska. Okay, everybody's here. We have a quorum. Okay, I want to welcome everybody for joining us today. Chief, Leslie, and Starla. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
Madam Chair,
Yes,
if possible, I would like to be put under new business.
absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you. Is there anything else you need to add?
I have just a couple of topics to go over.
Okay. We've got a motion to approve the agenda. Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Any objections or abstentions?
Abstain.
Okay, do I have a motion to approve the minutes? Has everybody had a chance to review them in your packet? Has everyone had a chance to review the minutes from the last meeting now? Yes. Have a motion to approve the minutes from last meeting? I'll second. All those in favor? Aye.
Abstain.
Any objections? Passes. Moving on to the treasurer's report.
Treasurer's report. We started off April the 30th with $4,512,120.40. As of 5/31, it's $4,281,363.49 for a negative $230,756 91. Y'all want me to break it down by committees?
If you would like to.
Reinvestments budget was $15,347.62. It's still $15,347.62. Cultural preservation, carry forward was $32,300.42. The budget was $15,347.62. Expenditures year to date, $3,838.08 for a balance of $43,809.96. Community services carry forward was $11,282.23. The budget was $38,369.06. Expenditures year to date, $11,854.87. Leaves a balance of $37,796.42. Education, we had a donation, which was a carry forward of $250. Budget was $46,042.87. Expenditures year to date, $22,420. Leaves a balance of $23,872.87. Elders Committee, carry forward to $16,214.93. Budget was $7,673.81. Expenditures year to date was $923.10. Leaves a balance of $22,965.64. Veterans Committee, carry forward was $8,826.04. Budget $7,673.81. Expenditures year to date $687.59. Leaves a balance of $15,812.25 or 26. Tribal operations, no carry forward. The budget was $23,021.45. There's still a balance of $23,021.45. That's the treasurer's report for May. And I see y'all tabled the one for June's, or for April, so I'm gonna go back and give you treasurer's report for April.
Okay, thank you.
Fair market value as of 3/31 was $4,410,718.49. Fair market value as of 4/30 was $4,512,120.40 for a gain of $101,401.91. You want me to also break that one down by committee, or if we have an up to date with this
Yeah,
one?
I think that's fine, Joe, thank you.
Okay. That's the treasurer's report.
Is there any discussion regarding the report and financials? John?
On this time here, probably, it says for the, Arvis, I guess it would be Arvis account or whatever it was. There's a $75,000 cash transfer to checking.
Yes, sir.
Is that where you just need money into the account where you can
Checking in order
take
to
care of
pay for.
whatever? Okay, that's all I was wanting to know there. Is that it? We don't, have,
What page were you referencing?
that would be on this month's report.
Okay,
It's up there, it has two of them.
oh, okay,
That-
70.
And I thought that's what it was, is that money was being transferred here so he could take care of trust board business. And of course, Chief, I know you follow, I know this month here, how do you see the stock market? I don't know, last I looked at it, we're back down again under a couple, maybe another couple $100,000 loss. It's gonna take us, we're, this month alone, we're down 300 points, or 3,000 rather.
Chairman, could I
Yes.
address that question?
Yes, please.
On August 20th of 2015, I looked at what the S&P 500 was, the NASDAQ, the Dow Jones Industrial Average, and the Russell 2000. In other words, I got a 0 on August 20th of 2015, and I've been following it every week for almost 4 years. Three days later, on Monday, August 23rd, the 0 of the morning of August the 20th, everything had dropped almost 11% in 3 business days. Okay. Then I just kept following it every Friday at close at 4 o'clock on Friday. And of course, about 8 or 9 months ago, those things had risen to the highest values ever. Then for the next 6 months, or 27 weeks, it dropped. And then it come back up until 5 weeks ago, it was 0.1% less than the highest ever. And in the next 4 weeks, ending a week ago last Friday, it dropped about 10.8% in 4 weeks instead of the 11% it dropped in 3 days in 15. My estimate was that our trust, and it's not really fair to compare what we've got to the overall market, but my estimate was that we'd lose $448,000 in May. I think we only lost 240,000, about half of that.
230.
230. But last week, it come back up approximately half of what my figures had showed that it lost. So I assume we lost 230 in May, but we gained back about 120 of it in the first week of June. I don't know. I'm certainly no expert on the stock market, but I can read. And I don't think we're in any deep trouble.
Yeah, it seems like we're bouncing back.
Yeah.
Bouncing back at a good rate.
As a matter of fact, I think Leslie said we're actually still $150,000 this year.
190, actually.
190.
Over
To the
190
positive.
change. To the positive for
To the
just the
positive.
start of this year,
Okay,
compared to the complete, what we had
last year.
showed as a loss for last year.
Gotcha.
It's all been caused by these trade war disputes.
Oh,
Is what's
absolutely.
affected the stock
Yeah,
market.
absolutely.
And you can also tell by watching the gasoline prices if the stock market's going, if the price of gasoline's going down, the stock market's falling. If the price of gasoline is going up, the stock market's rising. You can actually look at them and it works.
Poorly.
I've told my brother probably 10 times in the last 3 months, well, stock market must have gained, gas prices went up 20 cents a gallon. I asked him as soon as I get to his house, yeah, you're right, they raised. So it works.
Yeah, it's a
You
good
watch
indicator.
gasoline prices. Of course, I watch the stock market too.
Absolutely. It's very fluid.
One last question here.
Yes.
That exact part what I wanted to kind of comment on is that the political situation on a national level with President in particular is causing a lot of uncertainty. Not knowing exactly if he's going to do this or do that, if he's going to have any more sanctions or what he wants to do about the economy. The economy so far is doing all right because not doing all right, but you know, it's in a question mark.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the Artist banks, as you know, is only limited to investing our money into the stock market itself. It cannot play any other kind of investment
Correct.
opportunity that might be out there. I want you to know that that's how we are limited. So what we are gonna be doing here with our people's money is just playing the stock market game and going up and down, up and down, up and down like that. That's how it's been. And this is why we should consider maybe looking for other sources where we can not only be in the stock market, but there's other avenues for other investments out there for us to look at to enhance our money for the people. This is the people's money, you know, this is not our money. So there is investment firms out there that can do that is not just limited or restricted to just the stock market itself. Now, we all know that Jennifer came here before, so she's one of those companies that said that her particular investment firm can do those type of, not only play the stock market, but other investments as well. Now, if there's others besides just that one.
Mm-hmm. There is.
But we should, this is what I'm saying, that we should maybe look at is that, those type of opportunities for us as a trust board to be able to have access to maybe other investment type of opportunities besides just the stock market. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, I appreciate that. I believe that we'll have more discussion under new business or unfinished business possibly regarding that topic. So,
Okay, thank you.
are there any other further discussion regarding the financials? Can I have a motion to approve the financials for May?
And April.
Oh, I was gonna make two separate motions.
Oh, my
Yeah.
apologies.
That's okay. I was gonna, so moved. Do I have a second? All those in favor of approving May's financials, say aye. Aye.
I abstain.
Any objections? Financials are approved. Can I have a motion to approve April's financials, please? Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor of approving April's financials? Say aye.
I abstain.
Yeah.
You gotta tell us what to
You
say.
should probably abstain too, since you weren't on the board at that time. And so 2 abstentions and 1, 2, 3, 4 approval. I'll abstain also because I was seated during that meeting. I was not familiar with the financials at that time. So we have 4 abstentions. And 1, 2, 3, 4 approval.
No, you can't have 4 and 4, there's only 7 of us.
That's right, bad math. 3 abstentions.
3 abstentions.
Thanks, Joe. Okay, moving on to committee reports. We have Community Services Committee report.
Short and sweet. We had 1 medical assistance for $120.
Okay. Do I have a motion to, or do we have discussion regarding this? Community Services Committee and the report? If not, can I have a motion to approve the report, please? have a second, please?
Second.
Oh, yes, Leslie?
Want to say former practices was that the reports were basically done approval as a whole, where you didn't have to do them singularly.
Oh, thank you,
Sorry.
that's helpful, thank you. That will take some time as well. Okay, do we want to, review, has everybody had a chance to approve or review the committee reports in the packet? I'll give you all a few minutes to do so.
Y'all are probably gonna ask about education, they're holding them up till next month, because that's when the scholarships applications will come in.
Okay,
So there's no education report in the packet.
okay, thank you, Joe.
Did you, veterans one?
So next month is the deadline, so the following, within that next month, there will be the reviews of the scholarship
Be a bunch of
applications.
them.
Okay, great. Would anyone here want to report on their committee, besides Joe? Kay, would you like to give us any type of update or on the elders committee?
The elders all went to, planning on going to South Coffeyville this Friday,
Mm-hmm.
for the casino trip and going to Bones afterwards. And then we're having a trip to, I can't think of that, the Chickasaw,
The museum, cultural
Museum.
museum?
and, that's on, I think the 24th.
Okay.
And they got a sign-up list for everybody to sign up to go to that one. And then, stay at the casino.
Oh,
and
fun.
Spend the night, and then try to get back here the next day for lunch.
Oh, okay.
And, Paula had asked about, the elders doing the exercises in there, and they'd asked that some of the people were making too much noises in there, and asked that they would not come in until the people are finished doing, the elders are finished doing their exercises. So that was discussed, and they Rhonda put up a flyer about not having anybody coming in there until the elders are done doing their exercises.
Till 11:30.
Yeah.
Till 11:30 in the dining hall? Okay.
And that's about it.
Okay. Does any, yes,
I just
Joe?
got a comment.
Okay,
We've got, two committees where we're gonna have to do something about chair or vice chair,
yes,
but we can do that under new business.
yes, that was. I planned-
Cultural preservation and education committee. And Kay, did Homer also resign as co-chair of the elders committee?
Yes.
He resigned from everything,
I believe so, yeah.
so we also gotta address that. No, actually, we don't, because Kay's the
Kay's still
chair.
chairing that, so.
So the
Elders is
committee,
still fine.
committee can come back and tell us somebody else that wants to be on there.
Okay. Yeah, we can address, appointments to the
Yeah, under new
education,
business.
under new business,
Okay,
yes.
thank you.
Thank you. Is there any more discussion regarding the committee reports? If not, can I have a motion to approve all of the submitted reports?
So moved.
Thank you. Second, all those in favor, say aye, please.
Aye.
Any abstentions or objections? All approved? Okay, moving on to unfinished business.
Before we get off, I forgot, I wanted to ask, the chief and Leslie here about the, report, on the, travel, operations yet. I know last month the chief said that, since we were kinda like, we brought this up that everybody should be given, you know, their financial reports to their, not only their meetings report to us, but their financial reports as well.
As per committee, is that what you're
Yeah, the committee.
suggesting?
And,
Well, I believe that, is that not broken down into our financial packets?
no, not the reports.
Not the, well, I mean, we have the reports as far as the financials. We don't, are you asking for an itemized breakdown of expenditures
yes.
from each committee?
Not from each committee, because most of them already do it. If they're gonna expend any money, they put it in there. It's 300 for this, or 200 for this, or whatever.
Okay, I don't know if that falls under what we're discussing as far as the reports. Can we put that under,
Hey.
new business?
Okay, put it where you want. Just try to, wanted to
Are
get
you-
the breakdown of the report from the travel.
From tribal operations?
Yeah, travel operation, how the money's been.
At
Leslie,
this time, I have
Breakdown.
not
Leslie,
transferred
would
the
you-
funds. I do apologize, it was something I was supposed to be working on, but
Okay.
I've had a few other higher priority items with some grants
uh-huh.
and audit.
And audits, yes.
So I was unable to actually complete any form of detailed report. At this time, my time was spent putting the financials together,
Yes.
working on the journal entries in order to make sure that all investments were placed, profit or loss, and the processing of checks for each one of the committees for their expenditures for the month.
Understandable. Yes, Chief.
Leslie and I have talked about it, and yes, we can
Okay.
report what the 15% of the trust budget goes to tribal operations.
Okay.
Part of us not having a report this month is something that happened last week.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd rather not talk about what happened last week on a live camera.
Okay.
It's good,
It's very good. I know what you're referencing.
but I was in Las Vegas working on a domicile business the week before that, and we just didn't get around to do it. It got
Understandable.
to be done.
Circumstances beyond our control.
Absolutely, that's understandable. So would you be satisfied with the reporting
I'm just-
next month?
Sure, that's no problem.
Okay.
I was just trying to make sure that, we put out that letter on behalf of Joe with the, Veterans Committee or some committee that we didn't get no reports and stuff like that. So I want us all be in compliance with this, you know, when we mailed out the letter. I don't think he was around. I think he
No,
wasn't
can you
around.
please
Are you
let us know
talking
what
about
your
if there's
reference?
no report, then they'll freeze the funds until they
Yeah,
get a report?
yeah, that type,
Okay.
yeah, it was that
Okay.
letter there. I think I might even have it here in my papers. But anyway, that's all. Just make sure that
Okay.
everybody's in
What Don's
compliance.
referring to is for the new members.
Yes.
At the previous meeting, before any of them came on board, there was a motion made that if a committee consistently did not have a report in the packet,
Okay,
we was gonna freeze their money until they started turning in a monthly report.
okay, and that's understandable.
And they're all turning in reports, but there's never been a report on tribal operations. Never, because we knew what it's been spending for.
Right. Yes, Leslie?
I was wondering if it was for all active reports, because both tribal operations and the reinvestments are not like monthly active, and that we don't take trips with the elders, do scholarships for our children, help out those that need the assistance. Ours are more of a lump sum activity done once at a time. So, that was, my understanding was that the ones that were active are the ones that are requested to produce a report.
Was that, Joe, was that addressed? I'm not
Yes, it
familiar with
was.
the draft
It
of
was
the
addressed.
letter, so, okay. So reinvestment
We knew that
and,
reinvestment tribal operations is never, well, John's given a report periodically, but
There was
we never
there's never been
required
a
it.
report in here.
We-
Well,
We've
so,
never had, being the way the reinvestment committee is set up, I mean, in the language.
so is it safe to
we've had
say
that
according
problem
to?
with, because there was nothing to, it's just there's nothing to do, there's no reports, just can't do anything with it.
Is it safe to say that, according to that letter, that the reinvestment committee and travel operations are exempt from that requirement?
No,
So is there a reinvestment report that's provided every month as well?
yes, it's, I can give the same report, no report. If you want it on paper, I'll write it on paper, no report. Because there's nothing, until we clear up exactly what the reinvestment committee is supposed to do or don't do. Right now, because of, there's a legal question on the interpretation
Correct.
of what the reinvestment committee is supposed to do. All the money just goes right back into the general funds. So, you know,
Well,
like, what do we
The
do?
trust document is pretty clear.
It
what
is,
happens
well,
with the
I don't wanna
reinvestment.
get off on that, subject right now under this, if we can, under
One last final
unfinished business,
One
but,
last final point on this with the travel operation. This is a business consideration. I'm not trying to pick on the travel operation or the chief or anything or question Leslie. I'm not trying to do that.
John, understandable, John, and, if we're going to do this, then we need to have a level playing field across the board, and every committee provide
Yes.
a report in every
I
packet.
will.
So if the reinvestment, committee can also provide a report next
Okay.
month as well.
Okay, and, I see that Leslie is busy
Mhm,
doing
very
our
busy.
work every month.
She's gotta write our checks, or she's gotta put together whatever paperwork there is, or.
Along with all of the tribal operation functions as well.
Well,
This
with
trust
the-
board is just
Yeah,
minimal
it's
as
just
far as
yes,
the
but-
functions
but
of our
It's a
CFO.
business consideration of how we spending our money, with our operations. Do you understand?
John, I think we all understand, and if you don't mind, please,
Okay.
can we move on, but, it's my understanding that
Okay, sure,
reinvestment
sure.
and tribal operations will submit a report next month.
Okay,
Chief and Leslie have already, agreed upon that, and we also need to keep in mind, you know, the value of time that we have of our employees as well, that they only have so much time in a day to be able to do certain jobs, and they have to prioritize.
right, this is
so
what I
that's-
was, this is what I
That's,
was wanting to
we need to
see,
keep that in
how much
mind as
time
well.
they do have to put in for us.
And not just for this trust board, but for our council and for our entire tribal operations and functions as well.
Well,
So that's,
I'm only concerned
we
about
could
the trust
just-
board, what they're doing for the trust board, because that's what we're paying them to do.
well,
We're
I
paying
understand.
$23,000 for them to do
Okay,
work for us through the year.
if we can move on, please, to unfinished business.
And I think it's cheap. Should give you more.
Leslie, you wanted to, okay, that's under new business. Do we have any unfinished business to address at this point? Okay, moving on, to new business then. Joe, I believe that you had brought up that we need to appoint, a person to the Cultural Preservation Committee and the Education Committee.
Cultural preservation, yeah. Nita Mathis is still co-chair.
Okay,
She's a tribal employee, but she's been the co-chair for a long time.
okay.
So is anybody on this trust board interested in being the chair of the Cultural Preservation Committee?
Bonita or Crystal? Okay, we're discussing the Cultural Preservation Committee Chair. So is there anybody that's,
Or John, anybody interested?
yeah, is anybody interested? I just wanted to make sure that the new members were.
What about the chair and co-chair?
No.
Anita told me that she would step up.
Oh, she'll step up to chair?
That's what she told me one day over.
That's the trust document says, chair or co-chair. It
Right.
has to come from the trust board.
Well, that's what she told me she would do.
She would step up to chair if you want to be the
Yeah,
co-chair.
that's what she said.
So do you want to be the co-chair of the committee, Cultural Preservation Committee?
I really don't want to, but I will, if I had to.
Or John, would you like to serve on that committee? We're gauging interest of who wants to,
They have a meeting the first Monday of every month at 6 p.m. And they have a potluck dinner on the second Tuesday of each month.
I've been going to those. I mean, I will.
Bonita, would you like to be, to
Yes.
serve on that
Co-chair.
committee?
Yes,
Co-chair.
co-chair.
Okay,
If Anita will still.
can I have a motion to appoint Bonita McGrew to the Cultural Preservation Committee as co-chair?
So moved.
All second, all those in favor? Aye. Any opposed or abstentions?
We need to talk to Anita.
Yeah,
Okay,
and make sure that that's, I should have talked to her that name.
yeah, we should have asked her to come in here, but
Actually,
we can ask her.
we need a letter from her stating that she'll
Okay.
assume the
As
duties
soon as
of
we
chair.
get
We
in
can-
here, I'll
okay.
talk to her.
Okay, that sounds good, thank you. Okay, so,
Chairman?
yes.
I have a meeting this afternoon with Ms. Mathis.
Uh-huh.
You said something about letter. I could help expedite and then whatever
Wonderful.
paperwork is required for you guys,
Okay,
actually have her put that together while I'm in the meeting.
just submit a letter of interest that she would like to serve as chair.
Okay.
On that committee, that would be sufficient. Okay, and regarding the education committee, are there anyone that would,
Did you say you was interested in education?
well,
Darrell Glenn's the chairman.
Daryl's the chairman, right now. Well, we had discussed this, and I believe that Crystal had discussed her,
I knew one of y'all was
interest.
interested in education.
and I think Crystal would,
I would like to chair or co-chair.
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 I'll make the motion that Crystal be the co-chair of the education
Okay,
committee.
second. Roger seconded, Charlie. And then, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And
Elders committee, we need a co-chair. No, wait a minute. Kay Anderson's chair, she's on the trust board, so
Oh,
the
yeah.
committee will pick whoever's
Yeah.
co-chair.
Yep, exactly.
That's right.
Reinvestment, we have John as the chair, Chuck Roberts, and Veterans Committee, we have
Is
Roger
Mary Jo
Stewart.
still a co-chair, John? Mary Jo Peterson
No,
Is she no longer on the committee?
no, she's no longer on the committee.
on
Okay.
reinvestment?
Pardon?
On reinvestment, she doesn't.
You know, I didn't ask her.
My understanding is when she resigned chair, she resigned the committee
Across the
also.
board.
Okay.
Yes.
I would actually, I know, John, you chair the reinvestment board. I would like to, if there's, not currently a co-chair, I would like to co-chair the reinvestment board,
Sure.
reinvestment committee.
I'll make the motion that Michelle Holly be the co-chair of reinvestment.
I second it.
When is she? All those in favor?
Aye. Rest of the committees are all covered.
Okay, all abstain. Motion passes and one abstention. Okay, is there any further unfinished business to discuss?
Leslie's class, rather Leslie, you said.
I think she was going to address that under new
I'll address that
business.
under the new business for you.
Is there, if there's, I'm sorry, we are under new business, aren't we? Leslie, if you would, please.
To start out with, congratulations, we got a unqualified audit this year for 2018. This is management letters and the audit itself.
Thank you.
If you want to review, I will be happy to answer any questions you have. at the next meeting.
Okay,
Thank you.
You say at the next meeting?
Yes, sir.
Okay. that's
Give you an
not-
opportunity to be
Yeah.
able to review,
yes, absolutely, Leslie, give everybody time to review it.
look at it, see if you have any questions, et cetera.
Okay,
These were the copies that you asked.
yes,
I'll just ask you a quick question. Are there any negatives in this report?
No, sir, there are not.
Okay.
that's great news.
We had two adjusting entries, one of which that, myself and Jean Lewis worked on with the auditor. We had located that the first, which was the reinvestment, where we had actually done the reinvestment, had it booked within the reinvestment budget, but we did not, had not booked it within the committee side of the investment.
Okay.
That was one of the major adjustments that we worked on.
Mhm.
It did not make it a finding in the audit. And then there was one other classification for a voided check that went back into our 16.
Okay,
So it had to adjust our fund balance.
okay,
So that one we found after the fact also, so we're good and clean and happy.
that's great news.
The second topic I have is we do have the invoice for the audit and would like to have approval. Their charge this year was agreed at $5,200. That's the Anderson, Marks and Bold
Mhm.
accounting firm. They're out of Texas.
That's just for their audit?
That is for the
This
trust
part right
board
here?
audit only
Will that be
for
split up
2018.
Will that be split up and paid according to the committee's percentage?
Yes, sir. It's done through the common costs, where each one of the separated committees pay for the audit as well as like with the stipends.
Okay, got it.
And so if the board votes, if you will sign and return it.
Absolutely.
Let me do, are we being billed for work that they do for us in that year's time before the audit? You know, I know that they.
No,
do-
sir.
do
They do a
things?
lump sum payment at the very end.
That's it,
When
that's
they
it.
have completed the audit, the adjustments, we've gone through the draft. If there are no questions, queries, or any information that needed, and we're good to go.
Oh, yes.
She sends me the hard copies that we have printed and bound, the letters, and then less than a week later, I get the bill.
Okay.
Now, they will send us back out an engagement letter for the 2019, but I don't expect that until closer to the end of the fiscal year or September.
Okay. Do you need a motion on anything to be approved?
I would need the approval on the payment.
Okay, can I have a motion to approve the payment for our audit, for our financial audit?
Make a motion.
I second.
All those in favor, let's say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any abstentions or objections?
What was the total on that again?
5,200.
Okay.
Okay, motion passes.
The third and final topic. Thank you. My understanding is we would like to have kind of a 101 trust board training,
Yes,
and I'm looking for what kind of specific topics you are looking for. I want to be able to get kind of a book or format, paperwork, diagrams, you know, chart of accounts, et cetera, to where I can better explain the answers for you and get you a little bit familiar with my side of it,
absolutely.
and what you would like to know. I don't have anything as far as like a formal teaching packet.
I think this will probably kind of, with our topics and our questions, once we send that to you within, hopefully this next week, then you can start, compiling that and maybe putting together like a handbook for onboarding for new board members.
I figure with this being kind of the preliminary round, yes, I would
Yes.
like to be able to ultimately be able to put this into a, here you go, welcome to the trust board, here's your packet to help you familiarize what
Exactly.
you're going to be doing for the next 2 to 4 years minimum.
Exactly.
Yeah, because this is like a new job
Yes.
for me, and Whenever I go to a new job, I get an orientation, so.
And we kinda did all of you, boom, you're on the trust
Yeah,
board.
you just threw us in and
Look,
swam.
here's your interview, here, are you gonna accept, here, we swear you in, sit down, let's make a motion,
Yeah.
and off we go.
Off we go.
So, like I said,
So, look, and she said, Robert's Rules of Order.
So,
I'm familiar with it.
Michelle, I
Yes,
got a
yes.
comment on that.
Yes, Joe?
Don't call it a workshop, call it a meeting if you wanna get paid for it. Because
Okay.
you don't get paid for workshops.
Okay, gotcha.
Call it a meeting, a special meeting,
special meetings.
Okay.
if
Once-
you wanna get paid. Now, if everybody's willing to donate their time to come for a training, that's different.
Well, we can discuss, when a special meeting would be convenient. I know some people, are going to be out of town next week. And we can look at hopefully having this, I don't know what kind of timeframe you're going to need for that. I don't want to.
My preference at this point in time, I'd like for a couple of weeks to be able,
Absolutely.
once I get your suggestions as to what you want to learn or what I need to find out for you,
Yes, gather.
a couple of weeks to get something put together.
Okay.
The second being, the month of June is still my tribal audit, and we're
Absolutely. We can
pushing,
definitely be
so
respectful for
that.
time.
I've got 2 other grantors coming down for their on-site reviews.
Oh, okay.
It's a hectic month.
Okay,
So my preference
understandable.
would be after July, like sometime towards the middle to end of July.
Okay.
August, September, I mean, we don't end the fiscal year, but like I said, preferably July for me. Let me get out of June
Mid-July.
and into the summer months.
Okay. We would also go ahead, Joe, go ahead.
Don't forget on these meetings, if it's not spelled out specifically in the trust document, we go by the Constitution.
Yes.
You have to give 5 days notice to ever member of the special meeting.
Okay. Thank you for that reminder.
You're welcome.
Leslie, also, I think we had discussed, wanting to meet with our RVest financial advisor as well, so that we can, be brought up to speed, as where our investments, where we stand, what we're looking towards, what are our goals. We can look at scheduling, a meeting with.
Next regular meeting of the trust board.
and
I would
next-
say Mr. Thompson's usually pretty conducive of
Okay.
showing up to give you guys
I
a
can arrange
presentation.
Okay, that would
I've
be,
got his number.
would that work for everyone?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I think that would be great.
Okay, Joe, will you be contacting or do I need to contact?
I can if you want me to.
I'm not,
I've got his number programmed in my cell phone.
okay, I'm not picky either way.
I'll call him.
Okay, that would be great. Okay, there is, one other thing under new business. I've passed out, a copy of the emails. Over this past week, we've received, 2 emails from, Miss Jennifer Jones, the financial advisor that had addressed the board last month. And I would like for each of you to, because I don't believe that everybody was copied in on this email, and I know there's some of you that don't have an email. So we wanted to print this, and if each of you can please read these emails to gain an understanding of what Ms. Jones is asking for, and where there has been, some misunderstanding as far as what transpired at the last meeting. Well, it's an email. Please read that so that, and see what she's asking for. There's 2 different emails. If you like. If you'd like for the,
Okay.
that might for benefit of other members that are watching. Okay, yes, please do so.
Okay, this email is from Jennifer Gail Jones, sent on Friday, June 7th at 4:40 p.m. to Chief Brooks,
Joe Brooks.
Joe Brooks, Michelle Hawley, Leslie Young, Charlotte Mann, subject Trust Board Arvest Wealth Management. She says, hello all. I returned to Chesapeake, Virginia on May 24th and have watched from afar the weather in Oklahoma and its impact. I hope the powwow and other recent events were enjoyable in spite of the rain and storms. I understand you all have continued to contribute your time and attention to Trust Board affairs since I departed. As you review the May Trust Board meeting minutes in which the motion was made and agreed upon that I receive Arvest Wealth Management statements for the trust accounts there, please be aware that May's last business day, last Friday the 31st, closed out the worst May in markets since 2010, reported widely by financial sources. $5 trillion were wiped off global stock markets. In fact, the Dow Jones average has swung both up and down 1,000 points in the past week. These are termed vertical markets. The markets represented by the three primary indices, the Dow Jones, Standard & Poor's 500, and NASDAQ, are not reaching new highs. However, and many portfolios are seeing erosion of value. The bond markets and currency markets are in turmoil as well. All these things impact the trust account values and therefore its ability to provide benefits to tribal members. I am requesting that all the Arvest Wealth Management account statements printed by Arvest May 2019 be shared with me immediately for review and comment, as we have discussed in person and had unanimous agreement on, as documented in May meeting minutes. I have spent time and thought and study about our trust accounts and know that budget issues can be better addressed along with better portfolio asset management at lower expense to the tribe. These account statements are computer generated at the close of business every month and are available online overnight or next day at the latest. These are the statements I am requesting, not reports, but statements which all institutions provide to clients. Kindly forward them to me at my professional email, and I will prepare professional commentary upon receipt and share it immediately with you via email or conference calls. When issued for your support of our tribe and its members, I am personally grateful for your service, Jennifer.
And she is a tribal member, is she not?
I think it's been verified that she's a tribal member.
She is?
Yes.
She is.
Yeah, she is.
The second email is from Jennifer Gail Jones, dated Tuesday, June 11th, 2:53 p.m. to Leslie Young, Chief Brooks, Joe Brooks, Michelle Hawley, and Charlotte Mann. Ray, Trust Board Arvest Wealth Management recent account statements review request. And she says, hello everyone. Leslie Young's response to me dated June 10th indicates that my primary request may not have been included in the wording from the May Trust Board meeting notes regarding the motion made. A primary point of the motion is my needed review of Arvest's most recent wealth management statements. As the meetings are recorded via video and audio as well, the motion and the surrounding discussion would be accessible therein. Most of you are aware that the Trust Board gave me Arvest's comprehensive wealth management reports dated February 28, 2018 in person on April 17, 2019, along with the Delaware Trust Board March 2019 financials report. This specific conversation occurred in an executive session breakout meeting at the April 2019 Trust Board meeting. The Trust Board members present expressed interest and enthusiasm regarding my professional offer to review and to comment on the trust account, as well as to present myself and my affiliates as third-party asset managers and consultants. While the provided documents have been very helpful in gaining a preliminary overview, I have been since April and am requesting Arvest's most recent account statements. Currently, that would be for the period ending May 31st, 2019, for these accounts which comprise the report I have been given. And she lists 3 accounts and 3 account numbers that are managed by the trust board. Again, I am requesting Arvest monthly and/or quarterly account statements, which are prepared by Arvest and/or its affiliates. These are the standard account statements which all financial institutions provide immediately at the close of business each month. Alternatively, for very inactive accounts, an institution may print only quarterly statements immediately available at the close of each calendar quarter. If that is the case with the above referenced Delaware Tribe accounts, I am requesting first quarter 2019 account statements from Arvest. In any event, these account statements are made available same day or next day at the end of each month or quarter electronically, with paper statements following, unless electronic delivery only was chosen by the account holder. May 2019 statements are even more important considering the notable decline in global markets. This request is the basis of the motion I requested be made, which was unanimously accepted at the May Trust Board meeting. The motion also mentioned opening the process of due diligence review of myself and my affiliates as a third-party asset manager, private sector entity to the trust board and for tribal trust accounts. Essential initial steps to this review process for both the trust board and for myself as an advisor must include diagnostics. Having reviewed older trust account reports from both Arvest as well as internally generated reports from the trust board, my review of the most recent account statements is a necessity in order to comment accurately. Kindly forward the requested Delaware Tribe account statements for the above referenced account numbers with Arvest to be promptly at, she gives her email. My computers are encrypted and all emails are protected, FYI. I will provide acknowledgement of my receipt and will compose statements too. We'll compose comments too, well before July's trust board meeting. When is she, Gail Jones?
This was on, June 11th. She sent this email.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes, she sent the email. So we received the email on June 7th. What I want to address with this board, and which everyone was present except Joe at that time, and the motion that was made, which video has been reviewed multiple times, as a matter of fact, correct, Charlotte?
Yeah.
To ensure that the minutes are accurate. The motion that was made was not to release any financial documents to Ms. Jones. The motion was made to consider her services. That was simply what she pushed for. That is what she asked. That's the verbiage of what she asked for that motion to be made. Everybody that was present at this table approved that unanimously, to consider, not to release any financial statements whatsoever. We have not approved, we have not seen our financial or the statements that she's requesting. Us new trust board members have not even seen this information. So why on earth would we approve for an outside advisor to review information that we have not even had a chance to review? The motion was made, and that motion still stands for consideration. There's also the consideration that we need to extend to our Arvest advisor as well for equal consideration, and any other financial advisor for that matter, Sutterfield Financial, any other financial advisor company that would like to approach the tribe. I believe we need to extend the same courtesy. With that being said, to clarify the answer for these emails. Now, Leslie did respond to the first email, which I believe Joe you were copied on the email as well. Yes, and Leslie handled that quite well for us in clarification. The second email that was sent is part of the issue with the demands and such as that. I want to be, my opinion is that our tribal employees are not at the beck and call of any salesperson, advisor, tribal member. Their time is very valuable, and they have a number of priorities and duties that they're responsible to take care of within a timely fashion. And the continued phone calls that are being made to Chief's Assistant regarding these documents, to me, is out of line, because Chief's Assistant is just that, Chief's Assistant. She's not the assistant of this trust board. She does that out of the kindness of her heart and generosity to assist us with our meeting minutes, and that's the extent of it. So I would like for whomever discusses, or if we need to send in writing a response email addressing this and asking Ms. Jones to discontinue the continual calling to Chief's Assistant regarding these financials. Also, the letter to, or the email addressing Leslie. She's our CFO. She has a lot of high priority tasks to take care of. And somebody continuing to call and call and call is, almost borderline harassment to an extent. So I just ask that whomever discusses this with Ms. Jones, or if this trust board would like for us collectively to send a response addressing Mrs. Jones' email, can we discuss this and come to a collective decision on how to address a response to Ms. Jones? Yes, John?
I don't know how many phone calls she's made to Leslie.
Charlotte.
Charlotte or Leslie.
She emails me, she seems to call Charlotte.
How many times has she called?
She's called me a couple of times this week.
2 times, maybe
A
2
couple of
times,
times
3?
on that, yeah, before
2
that,
times,
yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
What about you, Leslie?
And
She's
On a
called-
weekly basis?
To be honest, I gave her the emails because I wasn't sure who she should contact. So I just told her to put it in writing to these people, and I figured it would be taken
Yes.
care of then.
Yes.
And so I just wanted to make that clear, that I was the one that gave the email address.
No, and that's
fine.
perfect.
But,
That's absolutely
yeah,
fine.
But as
Yes.
far as the phone calls, yeah, she calls 2 or 3 times, and at least once a week, possibly, yeah.
And as should be, every trust board member that has email access should, be copied in on this, which I forwarded the emails received to everyone that has an email address, and then printed these today so that everybody was aware of, the communication that has been ongoing.
The second part I was wanting to say to you, about her, she has some 30 years experience in this field, investment
Understandable.
field. Very professional person. She deals with, of course, people are way out of our class that have the type of money that she handles, up to $500 million worth of accounts. What I'm saying is, Madam Chair, maybe if she doesn't really know kind of like our protocol or procedures, let's give her her dues of that, and you take it upon yourself, and through the powers that be here, that we let her know to deal directly with you and
Not
Joe.
necessarily. I only chair this
You-
meeting.
you-
I
you're
do
the
not
chair
speak for
of
this,
our-
but I do not have
But
the
she can
power
communicate
to
with
speak
you.
for this trust board
Well, she can
without a
communicate with
motion
you.
or without discussion and a motion to do so, which is what we're doing now, is to discuss. I do not have that ability
We
to
need to
speak.
take it out of their hands
For-
and make a motion.
Which
that-
is exactly what we're
Sure.
doing right here. Yes, Joe?
About a year ago, we opened it, it's been about a year ago, John, you was on the trust board, and
Probably Roger.
Roger was on the trust board.
Mhm.
We set a meeting, we had like 3 or 4 financial institutions come and make proposals.
Exactly.
If we're gonna do that for one, we should have to do it for all.
Absolutely. That is,
That
yes.
was my thoughts as well.
Yes.
So,
And with 4 of us being newbies to the board, I myself, and as my elders said, this is not our money, this is the tribal members' money.
absolutely.
Yes.
I am so green right now, I do not feel comfortable making decisions, based on pressure or based, on on anything besides making an informed decision. And I feel at this time, I am not comfortable making any kind of informed decision other than where we're at right now, continuing with where we're at right now.
And I completely agree with that.
Any tribal member could come into the office and get a copy of these financials right
Yes.
here. I think it's, what, 10 cents a page, Leslie, is what we charge a tribal member? So however many pages of in this, any tribal member can come in here and get a copy of
Right.
these financials.
Those financials, not our.
Tribal member.
Yes, not
Only
our
tribal
Arvest
members.
Wealth Management statements, not our account statements.
Yeah, not our account statements,
Yes,
just these
to be clear on
financials right
this.
here.
That way, this is in the minutes, it's on video. There is a difference between the financials and our account statements.
And then she says her fees will be cheaper. Well, we need a proposal on paper, and she needs to
Precisely.
come and make a presentation
Precisely, and I don't understand why she needs to see our statements in order
to do that.
to do that. While I was on the council, we had two different advisors come and present their proposals to us. Yes, and at that time, there were not financial statements requested nor provided. And they gave us a very extensive, comprehensive presentation. So I can suggest that if this board agrees, we can send an email to Ms. Jones and, make her aware of this, and that she can, the proper protocol would be to schedule a meeting to present a proposal, formal proposal to this board.
Make the meeting for several financial
And that's what I was
Yes,
gonna say,
yes.
maybe
Or
we
any
should,
other, or any other financial.
Yeah, or
maybe
any
we
other
should set a
financials.
date when we are ready to entertain
Correct,
proposals.
and not coming here every month
Right.
to keep insisting on this, because we're not to the point, I completely agree with you, Crystal, I am not, to a point to where I'm comfortable making any decisions, especially regarding, game changers as far as moving our money from one investor to another.
How long ago's it been, Roger, since we did that the last
It's
time?
been 3 years.
Has it been that long?
Yeah.
I thought it only been about a year and a half.
No, that wasn't on the board, yeah,
More
whenever they
like
came
3
on.
years ago.
Huh?
Might have been more like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
3 years ago.
Arvest
It was
actually came
before
and
I
did
came
a
on, yeah.
presentation
We
last
probably
year.
we probably need to set a regular meeting date and then invite several financial
Okay.
people to come and make proposals, what they can do for us.
Okay,
Yeah.
and I think a timeframe would be following our, training session with Leslie.
Yeah,
Following that, and once we have a good foothold as far as our responsibilities and such as that, then we can look at setting a date for the advisors to come in and present.
I agree.
Is everybody comfortable with that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't think we need to make a motion on that, it's just
Right.
discussion and,
So as far as the point that you brought up about addressing Jennifer and her,
emails.
and her phone calls.
Yes, I think it would be appropriate, for this board to address Ms. Jones, through, correspondence, email, and address the issues that she is, requesting information that was not approved. And is everybody in accordance, does everybody agree with that?
Yeah, and tell her at a future time and date, we're gonna open it up for several financial institutions, come in and make proposals.
Yes.
Now, as her being a tribal member, if she wants to make a phone call to the tribe, that's her
We're
priority.
not saying that she can't make a phone call to the
Yeah,
tribe.
okay,
But
Really, regardless of what the business
regarding
is
the
about,
trust board,
even though
she
she can
shouldn't-
ask about trust board business or tribal council business.
John,
Or any program
tribal
or
member
anything
can
like
call
that.
up here or email, but it's the
I'm not,
continued.
here's what I'm not trying to justify her calling and calling, I'm not trying to justify it, I'm just trying for us to be careful how we handle certain kind of situations, so that we don't want to be, I think if we wanna do anything, then I think if she should address all of her communications to you,
Or to everybody on this trust board.
and you would share it with us naturally, you know,
I have an email just the same as.
or all of them.
Exactly,
Whatever,
Joe has an
whatever.
email, Roger
However you-
has an
However you
email.
wanna turn,
I believe
however we
everybody
wanna state
collectively
it
on
will be
this board
fine
should receive an email
in order to
if they
take
have
the
the
heat off
abilities to
of,
do so.
Or in writing if they don't
And here's the
Yes,
thing, if
exactly.
she's approaching, as a tribal member, I have no problem with that. But if she's constantly badgering for information that not all tribal members are privy to,
Mhm.
that's where I have an
As an
issue.
advisor, which
Then
is
that-
what this
that's what I
is.
said
This
she
isn't
should be
tribal
referred
member
to you.
approach, this is,
Right. It is go into her company.
right, and we're not,
We're not there yet.
We're not ready
We're
for
not
no,
there yet.
we're not ready to even entertain the thought of it
Mhm.
at this point, until we have a full understanding of our responsibilities and what we discussed earlier.
Right, and as you said, you know, I commend her for
Sure.
being at the top of her game in her career.
Sure.
And I'm sure this is
Yeah.
the way that she's, you know, reached it. She's a bulldog and she's
Yeah,
good at
yeah,
what
she-
she does. But we also have the right to say,
Oh, well,
let
that's-
us-
Wait,
That's what
yeah.
I'm saying, we should
Yeah.
maybe if you wanted to say that she could communicate with the tribe, it's not trying to restrict that, or put,
Nobody said that, John.
or
Nobody said anything about restricting communication whatsoever.
or badgering or whatever
What we-
to them,
What we were clarifying is
especially about
that
us. if it's a-
Charlotte is not part of this. She's
Right.
not the trust board's assistant.
Right, she's not.
And I want to be very clear about that. And Chief is not on this trust board either. Chief
Mhm.
is our chief, and just to be clear about that as well. Yes, Chief.
I heard that Charlotte and me are not on the trust board, and we are well aware of that.
I'm saying it for
I don't think that Charlotte did anything to take the call
Yes.
No.
and send it on to you
Yeah.
Yeah.
at least.
Yeah,
Michelle.
I just wanted to be, there's been some confusion about, tribal council, trust board, the separation of the two entities, who falls under what branch, and the fact that they're completely separate of one another. Neither one governs the other, so that was clarification, mainly for whomever, may view this,
yeah,
in the
for
future.
no one in this room.
Yes, for no, everybody's aware of that in this room. Okay, so we will send correspondence to Ms. Jones for clarification and addressing this, and what Joe had said about setting a date for financial advisors,
But
including
after
herself.
you all have
Yes,
that training.
probably after
session.
July or August.
For her to bring forth a proposal,
Yes,
right, exactly,
full
that's what we
proposal,
need.
yes,
And
along
to
with other
include that,
investors.
how you
Show
gonna,
them what
like
the
you said,
fees are,
how you gonna
everything.
transfer that money if you do? What's the,
Well, that's going to be part of her proposal.
right, there you go.
And in the email that is drafted, everyone sitting at this table will be included, as well as you, Leslie, in the correspondence. So that everybody, I believe in further communication, everybody needs to be copied in all the communication, that way there's no misunderstanding, and everybody's aware as the moving parts move in different directions. Yes, Charlotte?
Madam Chairwoman?
Yes.
I do know that Johnny does have tribal emails set up now for Kay and Bonita, and he's working on Crystal's
Perfect.
and yours.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you, Johnny. Appreciate that.
I
Yes,
did want to
Leslie.
say with me being copied on it, I would be more than happy because I do see Kay and Bonita both virtually
To give
every
them a heads
day.
up or
I would
something.
be happy to either print out the emails or let them know that there's one there,
To check
but I
their
can do
email.
the paper copies for them until we get them a little bit more computer savvy.
Okay, that'd be great.
Yeah. One issue, one issue.
Okay, are there any other issues under new business that need to be discussed?
Actually, no, we're not beginning something, but can I bring something up?
Absolutely.
Okay, so I noticed, in reviewing past minutes, of the trust board, I've noticed that the last time the trust board minutes were updated on the website was in May of last year. And so for the past 12 months, there's not been any minutes. And I understand that they are available on YouTube, but I've even searched YouTube and there's kind of sketchy.
They're a requirement of your audit, so for the most part, what we have as far as actual minutes for the trust board for the 2018 year up to current, because every time we get minutes, we're tag teaming here, in that I bug her enough to give me the copy also, so that I've opened up in my office, but we have not had an opportunity to get with, I believe, Mr. Brown
Oh, is
to
Greg's handling
update the
that?
document side of
Is
the
Greg
website.
handling that?
It's his son, Joe Brown.
Oh, okay,
Joe,
Joe, okay.
yeah. I just sent her our audit and stated that now that we have the audit presented to the board,
Okay.
that it needs to be posted. I don't believe one's been posted since 15
Oh, wow.
for both tribe and trust. So I'm aware also of the missing, the documentation side of the website needs some help.
Yeah.
So we've been coordinating as best we can.
Okay.
So what we have, we'll be happy to start getting in and make it a more regular activity.
Absolutely, that way tribal members can access that information as
Yes,
well
ma'am.
at their convenience.
Because we do
That'd be
send
great.
a lot of people, Ms. Jones being one of them,
Mhm.
in order to locate information for this tribe, we kept telling her to go,
To the website.
trust us documents, resolutions,
Exactly.
the newspaper itself, all is on our website.
Mhm.
If we don't keep it updated as we should, then that just
Yeah.
doesn't work for us.
And I've noticed also that they're not printed in the DIN, the Delaware Indian News, the minutes aren't printed there either.
I've never been requested to send those minutes in as part of the newspaper. It's something that we send out notification as to here's your deadline to send to what you wanna put into the paper. If the trust board wants to put their minutes in or their committee minutes in,
Oh, okay.
I know
Okay.
some of the committees do put their reports in of, hey, we did this
Yeah,
and
they
we're
do.
going here and this was a
Yeah.
good activity.
Right.
But if the trust board itself wants to agree that, they'd like to publish their minutes,
Okay.
it's something that we can send to Charla because she does coordinate what gets sent to the
Okay.
DIN for publication.
Well, what was your reason for him to fade out the minutes
I,
like that?
I honestly
No.
don't know.
Overhead.
In the year I've been helping, there hasn't been any in there, so I
Price.
Was it cost saving?
Cost.
Yeah, to limit the space, basically.
it's possible.
that's very possible, yeah.
For the minutes, some of them were taking up 2, sometimes 3 pages.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
that could
these are all the minutes of trust board and,
Now, trust board
Tribal
are usually
council.
not that long.
Yeah.
well, trust board, tribal council for all the DIN that are on the website. I printed them all out just for my own, so I could read them, get caught up.
For this year, you
understand.
talked about Christmas,
No, since 2011.
oh, since 2000.
Yeah, all
Oh, that's
those
not very many.
newspapers. Yeah, well, it's all the
In the
newspapers that are
the DIN.
available. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
so.
Madam Chair, on this,
Yes.
discussion,
Yes,
who does our website? Who's responsible for that?
Joe Brown,
Joe Brown, who's he?
he
I don't know.
is,
Is he around here? anywhere?
Contractor.
yeah, he's one of our contractors.
He's just a contract, do we have anybody on site that does anything like here? Who runs our website?
Joe does.
Joe does.
Anything we put out there, we send to him,
The
and
website.
he puts it out there.
I'll be truthful,
think
he's
it-
not done a very good job managing.
No, he's not doing it. I hope we're not paying him.
with the time delay,
We are paying him.
well, of course.
Doing what he might.
The tribe's paying him.
Well,
The
that's,
trust
yes,
board's
that's
tribe.
that's under the council, that's council, tribal operations, of course, that doesn't fall under.
But I wanted to suggest that maybe consider, it's just not no motion or thing, just talk and discussion. If we can pair up somehow or another with this website person where we can have one of our people here who can include our stuff every month
Right.
For our minutes.
on
Our
the
meeting
site.
Charlotte's,
website.
Charlotte's been taking care of it.
Yeah, and, again, I am dividing my time, trying to get
Right. Well,
everybody's
we
out
Well,
there,
would
plus
you-
I have the Facebook.
Crystal,
We
would
need
you
our own
want to
people.
take that on?
So, I
Maybe
mean,
something?
I believe
I mean, just food for thought.
Yeah.
I believe Mr. Brown has an
This is just
email.
food for thought, is all.
We can, like I said,
If it's
once
just-
we
if
get,
it's
it's
just
just
like
a matter
this.
of emailing him the
Yeah. If it's a
documentation.
tribal email, then it's just gonna be
Okay.
J Brown and Delaware Tribe.org.
Is
I've
that,
seen that
Yes,
site,
yeah.
it's pitiful. Excuse me, I didn't mean to criticize anybody or anything, but.
Well, no, I mean,
Well,
and it's
it-
just the fact that we wanna be, transparent. That's one thing that I've always said, is we need to be transparent, because the apathy in this tribe is, it's
Mhm.
terrible.
Mhm.
And I think it's because they don't know
Yeah, they
what's
don't know
going
what's going
on.
on.
Exactly.
So I wanna try to make it my mission to get everyone
Mhm.
interested in what's going on with trust board and what's going on with the
Exactly.
council.
Yes.
Because we have elders, we have children, we have students, we are a tribe, we're not a secondhand tribe, we're not a throwaway tribe. And I feel so passionate that I just want everyone to know what's going on.
I agree. And we don't want to add any more, to Charlotte's plate, so if Crystal, you would want to communicate with, Joe, and that way, if we do have
Where's
business
Joe at?
or,
What did he
news
do?
or something like that,
Anybody know anything?
then we
about
can have
Joe?
it included on the website.
Back east?
Yeah.
Joe lives back east
But the
somewhere.
thing of it is
Of course,
What
I know
does
we
that
can do
matter?
the
it's not
communication.
all his fault.
I don't understand that.
We have to give
I'm
him
just trying to
the
figure out-
information to put on the website.
I'm just trying to
Well,
figure out.
I don't think that we need to put blame or fault.
No,
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 that's what
not
I'm
trying to do
saying.
that. I'm just
It's-
trying to figure
it's
out
not-
what's going on
I,
here.
I believe the tribe's had a lot going on the past few
Absolutely.
years, that
Yeah.
both, the
Yes.
newspaper and the website itself has kind of suffered in the communication side. We've been trying our best to make sure that all meetings are live streamed, we've got it out on
Yes.
YouTube. In the process of trying to grow, we've let a few things fall through the cracks, and I believe the website was one of the main things
Yeah,
that just
but
kind of
that's
got
been
erased.
expressed and-
One of them been,
It fell
one
through
of
the
them been the
cracks.
trust document. He had the old trust document on the website that was changed, that we
Oh.
changed in 2013.
Yep.
We didn't get that updated till what, 6 months ago, Charlotte, or a year ago?
Yeah.
The last change we did,
About a year ago?
Yeah.
And that got changed in
Kate's email
2013.
address And Bonnie's email
Okay.
address is going to be.
So I do believe
I mean,
he's
it's-
willing to work on updating.
I hate to hear that,
Yeah,
if they
yeah.
just a
Yeah.
reflection on,
at
we're still back in
Delaware.
1950, I
Won't be
guess.
anybody's, comment. Okay, is there any other business, any other discussion? Oh, yes, chief.
I got this comment.
Okay.
I'm sure that Joe Brown, was happy to include the minutes of the trust board and the tribal council.
Yes.
He quit doing that when the prior administration decided that it was taking up too much
Mm-hmm.
room in the newspaper.
That's what I had thought, remembered.
It's just a question of sending them to him.
Right, exactly. And if we want to do that, then we can, so.
Just comment.
Yes, yes, Joe.
We can't send them to him until they're approved.
Correct.
They gotta be approved by this trust board before they can be published.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out where's he at. Somebody said back east, but where
But
Yeah,
he
I
really
mean,
don't
do I?
depend on other than that.
Well, I mean, he's a
don't know.
contractor that does our website, he doesn't need to be on site.
I know he doesn't have to be on site, but I
He
just
has
like
an
to have a
email.
physical location of maybe where he's located.
He's in Ohio, isn't he?
Is it in Ohio?
No,
New
he's in
York,
Virginia.
Los Angeles?
He's in Virginia.
He's in
Okay,
Virginia.
well, I mean, that's neither
But I'm
here nor
just
there to me.
curious, I'm just
but-
curious, it's not a big deal.
Yeah,
I'm just curious.
yes, Joe.
I'm gonna make a motion that the trust board, after approved by the trust board, that we start publishing our minutes in the Delaware Indian News. I'm making that form of a motion.
I second that.
Okay, Crystal beat you. Okay, motion made, and all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any abstentions or opposed? Okay, motion passes. So that'll be more information to.
We'll let our tribal members know what the trust board's doing.
Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, we need to set the date and time for next month's meeting.
I make a motion that the next trust board meeting be July the 17th, which is the third Wednesday of the month, which everybody was used to,
Yeah,
at 3 p.m.
okay,
July the 17th at 3 p.m.
okay, Jim, I'll second that. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed or abstentions? Okay, trust board meeting has been set for next month.
Make a motion to adjourn.
I'm second.
Thank you. Okay, all those in favor to adjourn? Aye. Aye.
I don't have to abstain on that.